I didn't ask her the critical questions before we got married. Because learning from my marriage, I need to know all your habits before we get married. I need to know your level of awareness before we get married. I got several questions now. Simple stuff like, how do you put your toilet paper on the roll? Is it rolling from the front end or the back end? I could tell a lot about the way you were raised with how your toilet paper just simply on a roll. Do you leave dishes in your sink overnight? I need to know if I'm with a lazy female or not, because you got to use your pot, wash your pot. Use your pot, wash your pot. That's the type of woman I need.
These are facts. Welcome back. That was a look at our September podcast of the month, Love Thang with Punkie Johnson, which serves up a weekly dose of self-admittedly unqualified love advice from the comedian herself.
I don't know. Pretty qualified, I think. She's a Saturday Night Live cast member who is also known for stand-up comedy, acting, and writing, and now, of course, podcasting. So please welcome Punkie Johnson. Okay, so what's everyone's take here? Over or under on the toilet paper?
It made me start to think, like, I think mine's over.
I'm an over.
Good.
It's over, right?
Over. Who does an under?
You'll be surprised.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like the whole under. Anyway, let's talk about your podcast here because it launched this summer. You're with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
How did this all happen?
Well, I'll just tell you the truth. I just talk too much. I can run my mouth. I get on people's nerves. So my agents and my managers are like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, what am I talking about? They're like, you have this long relationship with your wife. You could just talk about that 20-year relationship and that 20-year experience and how unhealthy and how toxic it was. And maybe you could teach people a thing or two about what to do and what not to do.
So you've said you're doling out not just advice for yourself, but like you're learning things for yourself as well.
Well, yeah, it's also, you know, I was just doing it to mess around and play around, but it's ended up becoming bigger than I thought, because it's actually kind of therapeutic for me. Because as I'm talking to people about the struggle of my very unhealthy, toxic marriage, I'm also learning about myself, and I'm starting to hold myself a little bit accountable for the mistakes I made in the marriage. Because everything was her fault. I was like, she did this, she did that, she ruined everything. But now that I talk to the people about it, I'm like, all right, bet. I messed up.
So it's like Punkie Johnson therapist,
right?
Semi-therapist,
right? Yeah.
You do the podcast with your best friend, Dicey.
Yeah.
What's your dynamic like?
Me and Dicey, we've been cool for like, I don't know, like 12 years. I thought going into the podcast that I would be the one saying crazy stuff and that people would think that I was, you know, a little Looney Tune. But now that we getting into it, I'm finding out that she really the crazy one. She really the crazy one. She talking about she don't have no red flags and that I think she a gold digger, if you want to be honest. Sorry, Dicey, I'm putting it out there. The people actually think that I'm more normal than she is now that she's starting to come out of her little shell.
So now you really love the podcast.
Absolutely.
What's next after the podcast?
You know what? Listen, I am so blessed. I've been put in such a great position. I'm so fortunate. I'm working on my first comedy special, which I'm very excited about, which I am going to give people a glimpse of what really happened in my marriage and the things that went wrong and the things that I get to fix and how I can move forward and take all the lessons I've learned to have a better marriage in the future. So.
Punkie, thank you for being with us. And Love Thang with Punkie Johnson is available exclusively on SiriusXM on Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio Monday nights.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.